So alphabetically, you first. So we're with Second Generation Theatre Company. I'm Kristen Bentley, and I'm the executive director.
And my name's Kelly Cox, and I'm the artistic director.
My name is Beth Geyer. I am the executive director for Unique Theatre Company Incorporated.
My name is Tracy Snyder, and I'm the executive director at Theater of Youth, also known as TOY.
My name is Victoria Perez, and I am the co-founder and artistic director of Raíces Theatre Company.
I'm Nicolette Navarro, and I'm the artistic director of Bellissima Productions.
Second Generation Theater is a name that's in honor of the people that began the Buffalo theater community that allowed us to sort of make some space for ourselves. And another layer that inspired our name is quite literal. Kelly's parents are both actors in Buffalo, and they met performing. So she is quite literally the second generation of Buffalo theater. It's personal, a little personal.
Our mission is to develop, to nourish, and to produce modern works and original works dealing with the Latino experience in order to preserve our roots, which means raíces. Being Latinos and Latines here in the United States, we are part of the diaspora or la diaspora. And it's always a difficult thing to keep your roots, to remember where you come from, and to celebrate that so that you become a whole person, right? So we believe that the word roots just perfectly encompasses the belief that in order to be present in the present and be ready for the future, you have to know where you come from.
Bellissima is an Italian word for like the most beautiful productions, but it just kind of means like very welcoming. And we try to put like beauty into all aspects of the productions. So consent is really important in the theater community in general, because I think when actors go through their training, they're kind of used to saying yes to everything, and no is a full sentence that can be used in any art form and in theater too.
We actually provide a safe space for people of all abilities to have a true theater experience. We primarily work with local professional actors, and then they come in and join some of our actors who have never been in theater because of their ability or disability, and they work with us, and then they get experience to perhaps in their dreams to move on.
The mission of our theater company is to provide high quality professional theater activities and programming to children of all ages, as well as adults in the community. So it's really a theater company for everyone.
So we do a lot of modern contemporary works of art, plays, all of them by Latino or Latina playwrights. And then we also create original pieces.
So it's not all original works, but we do a lot of regional premieres, which means that shows that have happened like in New York City or something that haven't been done in Buffalo before. So this upcoming season, we have 3 shows that are regional premieres and 2 shows that are of new works.
Intent of our theater is to give voice to the people who are many times marginalized. They're not paid attention. People think that they're not capable of doing such things. Our theater is to showcase what people of all abilities can do. All of our work is original, and all of our work is 716 playwrights. 90% of our writers are people with disability.
So typically, because we have such a strong partnership with schools and educational programming, we tend to lean on some productions that have literacy ties to them. Each of our shows ties to specific age ranges, and then we work with schools to do school time field trips.
Actually, we have developed a few original plays through our free reading series, and last season we produced an original work called The Bowling Play, which Kelly actually wrote. But the majority of the shows that we do are, they've been on Broadway or regional titles. So this upcoming season are all existing titles. 2 of the 3 of them have been on Broadway and are award-winning shows, but most of the titles we do have some sort of like following, and people have some knowledge of them already.
One of my favorite things that Bellissima does for actors or young actors is we have an I Wish concert once a year. So we invite any local high school student to come in and sing a song that they wish to sing one day. There's theater people that come to the show, plus their families. And we have adjudicators come in and kind of give notes, so theater professionals in the area. And then they get a sheet after that with some feedback for them. And then they get any tickets to any shows for our company.
Throughout the year, we're offering dance and movement classes, speech and acting classes. We are now working with a speech pathologist, a doctor, and she is giving acting lessons that help people increase their voice, carry their voices out. So we provide those classes once a year. Every year throughout the year, from January until June, I am working one-on-one with writers. So writing classes or writing workshops are occurring all year long.
So we have a variety of offerings for ages 6 to adult. We've got dance classes, acting classes, and those are sort of a way, especially now that we offer adult classes, for people to kind of dip in their toe and get involved in theater, even if it wasn't previously something they were interested in or working on.
So we have two pillars I'll handle.
Yep.
I'll handle one, she handles the other. This is how we work, two brains. So our second pillar of programming is our free reading series. So we do 4 titles a year. We explore a lot of titles that are either new works or titles that we're maybe considering producing. And a huge part of that is using new talent, whether it be untested directors who we give them a chance with not a full production, but with a kind of contained reading to try out directing, get some feedback from the cast on how it went, and a lot of new actors that maybe we haven't used before. So we really prioritize using new faces in the free reading series and then also making it free and accessible to the public.
Because of the pandemic, we started a understudy initiative. Each of our understudy casts, they are guaranteed a performance both in the public space as well as an on-school time. And then, of course, if a principal member falls sick or cannot perform for any reason, they get that opportunity to step in. So it gives them a real inside look at our rehearsal process as well as the performance.
We are an ensemble theater company, so we are truly committed to developing artists in every facet of the theater arts. So our mission is to accept, to bring in, to invite new ensemble members. And whatever it is that you come in, if you come in as a singer, we're going to develop you as an actor. We're going to develop you as a designer, as a director. So it's kind of like, you know how they have teaching hospitals? We consider ourselves a teaching theater.
It's important for everybody to advocate for the arts so that we can provide and offer the public clean living spaces with multiple voices that reflect the layers that our city of Buffalo has. We need to advocate that those voices are heard.
I think advocacy is super important. Buffalo is one of the biggest theater towns in the country. We have 40 theaters, and I just don't think that the general population in Buffalo knows how much art and theater there is in this area. So the more we can advocate for the arts and theater, I think the more awareness it brings. And the more awareness it brings and the more advocacy, the better productions can be, and the more kind of Buffalo theater can be infused into the community as a whole.
It is so important to advocate for the arts. I think it would be easy to dive in to say, well, we've seen the ramifications for health and wellness with the pandemic, with theater and lack of opportunity or experience. But I think it goes so much deeper. We are by nature storytellers. And I think to give people of all ages, but specifically children, access to high quality and professional theater is so important.
The skills that you learn when you are practicing theater arts are so transferable to every aspect of your life as an adult. And I think above that, the fact that as an actor, you have to step into somebody else's shoes, the character that you're portraying, that automatically teaches you a deep level of sympathy and empathy. And we need that in this world right now, is to not judge people, but try to understand where they're coming from. And that's what stepping into another role teaches you, because you cannot judge your character, the character that you're playing as an actor. You have to truly understand what their motives and objectives are. And that's the root of sympathy and empathy?
I mean, bottom line, arts education is education, and the arts teach us empathy, right? Like, you're going to a communal space to look at from someone else's point of view, to look at life, to feel something other than your own experience. And in so many ways, that's lacking in our world in general. And theater is one of the few places where we go and we do that on purpose, right? Like, we intentionally ask you to feel something someone else is feeling, and it's like a workout for empathy, you know?
Yeah, and the sense of community. I think so often we are viewing something through the lens of a TV or a screen or a movie or at a distance. And when you're in a room together experiencing theater and feeling feelings for characters that are right in front of you, but also you're feeling them with everyone else in the audience, and people are laughing together or crying together, and it's happening live in front of them, different every day. You know, I think that sense of community is really important, and people get community in a lot of ways, but theater is a great place to get a sense of community.
Oh my gosh, this is a great question. I have to admit, I'm a boomer. I didn't even know what hot take meant. So I'm with my girlfriend for breakfast, and we actually Googled it. No, it's not like, what's a hot take? I don't know what it is.
What does that mean, theater hot take?
We're gonna let you take this one. I had to think about this because this is dangerous stuff.
I think,
Okay, so I think if a show is over 100 minutes, you need an intermission. You need a pee break.
My theater hot take is that you should never say break a leg for anything other than theater. Because I had an experience as a child, a friend, I was on my way out the door to a baseball game, and this friend said, break a leg, and I tripped down the stairs and had to get stitches on my knee.